Good morning, YouTube family. Martinez Country Home here. Today's Thursday, May 19th, 2022. So, guys, what I want to talk about today is, just to get right to it, is I want to talk about how why I feel America has been conquered. Now, a lot of people have this preconceived notion of America being invaded or being conquered with a military force. With you know, armies invading us, like in the movie Red Dawn, which is probably how I'm gonna name this video. That's probably what I'm gonna title it. That's what I've been wanting to title it. But what people don't understand is that most, like in the modern world, most countries end up getting conquered um, by lawyers, by lawyers and contracts and paperwork, economic hitmen, in other words. At least like in Latin America and in Africa, that's how a lot of countries are conquered. That's a good example of what's happening in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka took a lot of loans, got a lot of loans from China for infrastructure projects, and those projects didn't make them any money, so they were not able to pay their loans up. So, if I'm not mistaken, their airlines are gonna be nationalized, or rather, they're gonna be privatized, meaning that some company is gonna buy it, or something, right? Now, the reason that I'm saying this about America is because of several reasons. Um, the food that's being shipped overseas, like to China and all these countries. Um, Now, the baby formula that's being shipped to Mexico, and from some reports I've heard, over to the Ukraine, while American families are not do not have access to that baby formula because there's none to be had. Uh, Chicken herds being culled. I'm sorry, did I say that right? Chicken flocks, maybe whatever you call it. Um, Cattle, hogs being destroyed because they say they're sick, or um, there's the swine flu or whatever, just like with the bird flu, avian flu with chicken, stuff like that. Farmers being paid not to plant crops. So many things, guys. Another thing that people don't realize is our water, um, the 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 energy, right? All these companies, um, they're basically, you got investors from all over the world, multinational country corporations that are actually making money. Um, Here in Texas, you got some of the toll roads that are actually owned by the King of Spain. America's basically been bought up, and it's being looted, guys. One of the last things that happens to an empire before it collapses is the looting of the treasury, and that's what's happening here. The stock market has lost about, I want to say, about 18% or so, of it of the value, like in the last, like, let's be conservative, like from year to date, from January, it's lost like 5,000 points or something like that, a little over 5,000 points, from like 36,000 all the way down to 31,000. That's about, from, again, another report I read, was that's about comes out to about $7 trillion. Now, the all that money, a lot of that money in the stock market, guys, is from pension funds, 401ks, other investors, retail investors. But my point being, guys, is that it's being looted. We have, the borders are wide open. You know, they have all kinds of people going in through the border, just like they're doing to Europe. You got people from North Africa and from the Middle East, um, from the not from the Balkans, but like from Turkey. They're all going to Europe. They're sending them to Europe, guys. Same thing here. They're and this is being done by not even by elected officials, guys. Um, Now our elected officials at the county level, at the city level, they're going along with these agendas that are being passed up from the top. And when I look at everything that's going on in America, guys, I look at the politicians, and it's a joke. If you look at it, like look at the president, look at some of the people that they've hired to run these different agencies, right? They're just like clowns. They Joe Biden. I don't know if it's an act or what. I can't imagine any politician being so ridiculous, right? Um, I don't know if it's an act. It's like the United States government is it's a joke. There's no seriousness. I remember before. Now corruption's always been in the government. Let's be real here. There's always been wheeling and dealing. Um, Everybody's has their hand in the cookie jar, but but they got stuff done in one way or another. Okay. Not that it was good, but my point is that there was some kind of gravitas about them, right? Some seriousness. You didn't want to get caught in a scandal, right? Scandals were hidden. They were buried. They were, now it's like they don't give a damn. I mean, at least here in America, everything's wide open. I mean, they just don't give a crap. And so I wonder, like, who's really calling the shots, you know? Um, I think what's happening, guys, is that the idea of a government or a nation being conquered per se, that's not the way it really works. It's all business. Um, Now, one thing I've been talking about for many years was the rise of the corporations. The corporations have a lot of power, especially the central banks. Um, Everything they're doing is anti-human, and I think people are starting to get, at least some of the people that know, that are at least awake and willing to research and willing to find out what's going on. They're starting to see that um, we're being taken from the system, the current system, the monetary system, into a make believe digital framework, right? Like a whole new paradigm, guys. And I just can't help but see, feel that we're being sold out, or we are being sold out. Um, Yesterday, I went to the groceries, and the produce section was like really low. And I know, of course, there's hundreds of stores everywhere, but the store that I go to is normally stocked pretty well. But it was the first time I saw the produce, and it might have been, I'll admit, it might have been while they're restocking or whatever. But it's a middle of the week, it's a Wednesday, so I wouldn't see why everything would be so low. Like, especially in the produce section, there was a lot of empty slots, and that freaked me out kind of. And then look at our gas. The gas is very high. Spending a lot of money on gas, guys, just to get around. It's a lot of money. And I can see, like the past week, 2 weeks, I've really, it's become very apparent to me what I have been preparing for is happening, like, very fast. Especially what's brought that home from all the things is the gasoline, the rise in gas. So all these things, guys, my point is not to get all off track here, but all these things that are happening to me are on purpose, to bring down this country, because they're doing a lot of different things, like in other parts of the world. um, they're doing things a little bit different. They're trying excuse me, they put all these sanctions on Russia, and it's really, it looks like it's only helping them, and the ones that are hurting is the American people. Other people, like maybe from Europe too, they're hurting for sure. So seems like the Western world, the Western world, uh, is is being brought down. Um, uh, so I feel like we've been we've been conquered, and I don't think there's enough people. There's too many people that are gonna be willing to go along with the new system. So, um, but before that happens, guys, there's gonna be a lot of pain. They're gonna try to bring us to our knees, to where we beg for this new system to accept it, and accept our new rulers. This is not really a battle between nations, guys. It's we've been invaded. We've been we're being waged war upon by the ruling class, by the so-called elites, or whatever you want to call them, by the people that got rich by basically looting the planet. That's what happened, and so that's who we are at war with, guys. And their weapons are all, they're not blatant. They're like they say, silent weapons for quiet wars. That's what's happening. So at least on the civilized world, the so-called civilized world, is that's the war that they're waging on us. Um, some countries, like in Africa, and like with the Eritrea and Ethiopia, or what used to be Ethiopia, there's a civil war going on right there. Yemen, in the Balkans, Eastern Europe, in the Ukraine. Sorry, not the Balkans. Sorry, but in the Ukraine, um, there's wars. There's total war going on in the modern world, and um, they're looking to widen that conflict, and the only ones that are gonna get hurt is the people. So, anyway, guys, it's not about nations anymore. Honestly, it's not. In behind the scenes, corporations run these things. The corporations run the countries. When it comes down to it, the elites, that those are like their fiefdoms. They're like lords. They're like vassal lords and stuff like that. So, you're seeing a modern day. This is the modern day war, the modern day battlefield, that we're seeing, that we're living through. And they're starving us. They're gonna try and starve us. They're gonna try and hurt us as much as they can, because their powers are limited in a way. A lot of people, a lot of smart people, way more intelligent than I am, are trying to fight back, and that's what we need to do, guys. We need to do. We need to grow our own food as much as we can. We need to help each other, even though sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, guys, it's hard. People are so lost, man. People are so, they've been so brainwashed that it I lose my patience sometimes with them. Um, but that's what they're trying to do. We're just gonna have to help each other out, guys, and as best we can, and um, because it's happening, guys. This SHTF situation that we've been planning for and talking about for years and years, it's happening, and it's kind of like, we just ride out the storm as best we can. But make no mistake, guys, we are at war. Um, we're being attacked, and it's not. You don't see troops on the streets, or Um, I will say that they use they use our own military, and they use law enforcement to enforce their rules. That's why I have kind of a problem, and no disrespect to law enforcement out there, but if y'all and not so much against them personally, but if you step back and look at the things that they enforce, those laws, and whatever, if you want to call it laws, the color of law, they're enforcing agendas, policies that are being implemented by the powers that be. All right, that's all I'll say about that. Anyway, guys, y'all keep stocking, man. I mean, y'all know, y'all see what's happening. It's very important. Take care of business first. We all want to have fun and live life. Yes, I understand, but it's not gonna. That's just an excuse. Take care of business first, and then relax or whatever. You know what I'm saying, guys. Anyway, y'all talk. Y'all take care of each other and love each other out there, because that's what we're here for. God bless.